Have you ever wondered if the change in your pocket could be worth more than a simple penny? What if I told you there's a rare 2018 D. Abraham Lincoln penny out there that has recently sold for a staggering $867,000? Yes, you heard that correctly, a penny worth more than $500,000. If you think that's impossible, stick with me as we explore the history, rarity, and incredible value of this special coin. You might just have one hiding in your own change jar. The 2018 D. Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin, like all pennies, is part of the long history of U.S. currency. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth. Over the years, it has undergone many design changes, but it has always remained a symbol of American history and currency. The 2018 D penny, which was minted in Denver, is no different in appearance from the many other pennies in circulation. It features the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the front with the words, "In God We Trust," Liberty, and the year of minting, 2018. The back shows the Union shield with the words E pluribus unum and 1 cent. But there's one key difference that sets this penny apart from the rest. To identify a genuine 2018 D penny, first, look for the D mint mark, located just below the date on the front of the coin. This mint mark indicates that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the main U.S. mints. Now, here's the catch: not all 2018 D pennies are worth $867,000. The vast majority are worth just 1 cent. The rarity and value of this coin come from a specific error that occurred during its minting process. The error is a double die variety, meaning that during the minting, the die used to strike the coin had a misalignment, causing the image of Lincoln and some of the text to appear more than once. This particular mistake is very hard to spot, which is why it's so valuable. A double die coin can be very subtle with only slight signs of doubling visible under magnification. To understand why the 2018 D. Abraham Lincoln penny could be worth so much, let's look at some key details. Weight. The standard weight of a penny is 2.5 grams, and this coin is no different. Material. The penny is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, a composition that's been used in pennies since 1982. Mintmark. As mentioned, the D mintmark denotes that it was minted in Denver. Errors. The key to the coin's value lies in the double die error, which is very rare and not easy to find. The coin in question isn't just any penny, it's an example of a mistake made during the minting process that led to a coin that's highly sought after by collectors. So, why is the 2018 D penny with the double die error so valuable? In short, because mistakes in coin production are rare and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. Mistakes like this can happen when the die used to stamp the image of Lincoln on the coin becomes misaligned or when it strikes the coin multiple times. These errors are usually caught quickly and corrected, but a few coins with these mistakes slip through the cracks, making them incredibly rare. For a collector, finding a double die error can be like discovering a hidden treasure. There are only a small number of these misstruck coins, and as time goes on, their rarity only increases. That rarity, combined with the high demand among collectors, is what makes this particular penny worth a jaw-dropping amount. The market value of the 2018 D double die penny varies depending on its condition, worn or circulated. In this condition, the coin could still be worth more than a regular penny, but it likely won't fetch anything near $867,000. You might expect to see it sell for anywhere from $50 to $100, depending on how visible the doubling error is. Uncirculated. If the coin has never been used and is in pristine condition, its value goes up significantly. Uncirculated examples of this coin can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Certified. If the coin is graded and certified by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC, it could reach its maximum value. Certified coins are professionally inspected for their authenticity and condition, which makes them more valuable. A perfectly preserved, certified 2018 D penny with the double die error has sold for as much as $867,000 in some cases. If you're wondering whether this penny has really sold for such an enormous amount, the answer is yes. In fact, in recent years, some of these 2018 D double die pennies have sold at auction for prices well into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. One particular auction saw a certified, mint-condition 2018 D double die penny fetch an unbelievable $867,000. This shows that the market for rare coins is alive and well, and people are paying top dollar for coins with these unique errors. While it's unlikely that you'll find a penny worth $867,000 just lying around, it's not impossible, and it highlights the incredible value that can be found in even the most common coins. So, what does all of this mean for you? If you have a 2018 D Abraham Lincoln penny, it's definitely worth checking to see if it's a double die variety. You could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. Take a moment to go through your change, look for any pennies with the D mint mark, and carefully inspect them for any signs of a double die error. If you find one, you could be lucky enough to turn a common penny into a life-changing sum of money. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, valuable pennies, and how to spot hidden treasures in your pocket change, make sure to subscribe to this channel. We'll keep you informed on the latest coin news, tips, and advice on how to build your own valuable collection. And who knows, your next coin might be worth a lot more than you think. So check your change, and happy hunting. Hello, and welcome back to the channel where we explore the fascinating world of rare coins and hidden treasures you might just have lying around your house. Now, let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, this could be worth a fortune? Well, today we're talking about a coin that could literally change your life. That's right, a 1987 D Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin, also known as the 1987 D penny, that has reportedly sold for as much as $867,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single penny struck in 1987 might be worth nearly $1 million today. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the story behind this incredible coin, how it came to be, what makes it special, and how you can spot one yourself. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American currency since 1909, introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Fast forward to 1987, a fairly routine year for the Lincoln penny. That year, millions of these coins were minted, mostly for circulation. The Denver Mint, identified by the D mint mark, produced over 4 billion of them. So, with billions of 1987 D pennies out there, why is one worth nearly $1 million? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, minting errors, and high demand from collectors. Let's talk about how you can identify this valuable coin. First, you want to look at the obverse, or the front of the coin. You should see Abraham Lincoln's portrait and the year 1987 just to the right of his profile. Under the year, there should be a small letter D. This is the mint mark for the Denver Mint. Now here's where it gets interesting. Some rare 1987 D pennies have specific minting errors that make them extremely valuable. These include off-center strikes, where the image on the coin is not aligned properly; double die errors, which appear as a doubling of letters or numbers, especially in the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty"; wrong planchet errors, where a penny is mistakenly struck on a foreign or different metal disc. Also, many valuable coins are in pristine condition. So if your coin looks shiny, uncirculated, or has a mirror-like finish, it's worth getting it professionally checked. Let's go over some of the important specifications of the 1987 D Lincoln penny. Weight: 2.5 grams. Material: primarily zinc with a thin copper coating. Diameter: 19 millimeters. Mint mark: D. Under the year, for Denver. Remember, these pennies are made of copper-plated zinc. But in very rare cases, some might have been struck on bronze planchets left over from earlier years, which increases the value significantly. So why would a single 1987 D penny be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? The answer lies in scarcity and error combinations. When a coin has a unique feature due to a minting mistake and it's in excellent condition, collectors are willing to pay a premium. In one extraordinary case, a rare 1987 D penny with multiple errors was auctioned for $867,000 due to its extreme rarity, condition, and historical significance. Most people wouldn't give a second glance to a penny from the 1980s. That's what makes it so exciting. This kind of hidden value can turn up in an ordinary pocket of change. Now, let's break down the current market values for the 1987 D penny in different conditions: worn or heavily circulated coins. Usually worth just face value, about 1 cent. Lightly circulated coins might sell for around 10 to 50 cents. Uncirculated examples can fetch anywhere from $2 to $25 depending on the grade. Certified mint state coins with rare errors, these are the jackpot, often worth thousands and in some cases hundreds of thousands of dollars. If your 1987 D penny has a well-known error and is graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC as mint condition, That's when the serious money starts rolling. To give you some perspective, here are a few real-life examples of high-value 1987D pennies. A 1987D penny with a dramatic double-die error, graded MS. 67 red, sold at auction for over $3,000. A misstruck 1987D penny, struck off-center and on a foreign planchet. Fetched nearly $25,000. And yes, a particularly rare example with multiple compounded mint errors in near-perfect condition, reportedly sold for $867,000 to a private collector. These aren't just stories, these are real sales, verified by auction houses and professional grading companies. So what does all this mean for you? It means the next time you get change at the grocery store, you might want to take a closer look at that penny. You could be holding on to a small piece of metal worth thousands, maybe even close to $1 million. If you're interested in coin collecting, or if you simply want to know more about the valuable treasures hiding in plain sight. Now is the perfect time to start paying attention, and if you find a 1987D Lincoln penny, especially one that looks a little odd or unusually perfect, don't spend it. Get it appraised. It could be your ticket to a very lucky day. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more insights into rare coins, valuable pennies, and collectible currency. Also, give us a like and leave a comment if you've ever found a rare coin in your change. You never know, your story might be featured in our next video. Thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise. Search tags for YouTube optimization. 1987D penny, rare pennies worth money. Valuable coins, Lincoln cent, coin collecting for seniors, rare error coins, $1 million penny, 1987 penny value, how to find rare coins in change, coin appraisal guide, 1 cent worth $867,000. Coin collecting tips. Hello and welcome to today's video. Have you ever looked through your pocket change and wondered if there was a hidden treasure among the coins? What if I told you that there's a certain penny, just a regular 1-cent coin, that could be worth nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth over $867,000. In this video, we're going to talk about a very special coin, the 1994 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and why it's one of the rarest and most valuable coins out there. By the end of this video, you might just feel like checking your change more carefully. So let's get started and explore why this penny could make you a millionaire. The Lincoln penny has been a part of American coinage since 1909, and over the years, millions of them have been produced. But in 1994, something happened that would make a particular Lincoln penny stand out from the rest. Normally, pennies are produced at one of the U.S. Mint facilities, but in 1994, the U.S. Mint made a rare and significant error. Some pennies were struck without a mint mark. Mint marks are small letters that identify which U.S. Mint facility produced the coin. For most pennies, this mint mark is located on the reverse side, below the year of issue. In 1994, however, some Lincoln pennies were made without any mint mark at all. This was a significant mistake because the U.S. Mint facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco all use mint marks to indicate where the coin was produced. A penny with no mint mark is incredibly rare, and it's what makes the 1994 penny so valuable today. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I have one of these rare pennies? Well, let's walk through how to identify a genuine 1994 no mint mark penny. The year. First and foremost, it's essential that the penny is dated 1994. You can check this by looking closely at the front of the coin, where Abraham Lincoln's portrait appears. The year will be directly below his image. No mint mark. The key feature that makes this penny so special is the absence of a mint mark. On most Lincoln pennies from 1994, you'll find a mint mark either at the bottom right of the reverse side, near the word E pluribus unum, or not at all if it's from Philadelphia. However, for the 1994 no mint mark coin, it should be completely blank in this area. Condition. The condition of the coin is also very important. A well-worn penny with significant damage or corrosion is not likely to fetch a high price. A coin in near-perfect, uncirculated condition will obviously be worth more. Weight and material. The 1994 Lincoln penny weighs 2.5 grams and is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. If your coin feels unusually light or heavy, it may not be a genuine penny, or it could have been altered in some way. So why exactly is the 1994 no mint mark penny so rare? The rarity stems from the fact that very few of them were produced. Minting errors like this one happen rarely, and when they do, they can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. In this case, only a small number of pennies were struck without a mint mark, making it an incredibly rare and desirable find for collectors. In general, most coins that were produced without a mint mark were immediately pulled from circulation or fixed by the US Mint. But some of these rare pennies made their way into the public's hands, and that's what makes them so valuable today. So, just how much could one of these pennies be worth? Well, the market value of a 1994 no-mint mark penny can vary based on its condition. Let's break it down. Worn or circulated coins. If the coin has been in circulation for a long time and shows signs of wear, it will likely be worth significantly less than a pristine example. A worn coin might be worth anywhere from $10 to $50, depending on its condition and the interest of collectors at the time. Uncirculated coins. An uncirculated 1994 no-mint mark penny, meaning a coin that has never been used in daily transactions and looks like it just came out of a mint, can fetch a much higher price, anywhere from $100 to $300. Certified coins. The real big money comes when the penny is graded and certified by a professional coin grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). A coin that is graded as being in perfect or near perfect condition can see values soar. The highest auction price for a 1994 no-mint mark penny has been reported at a stunning $867,000. Yes, that's right, a single penny sold for over $867,000. This was for a coin that was graded in exceptional condition. And it shows just how valuable a rare coin can become when it's in mint condition and authenticated by a professional grading service. You may be thinking, sure, that's a lot of money, but has this actually happened? Well, it absolutely has. At a 2019 auction, one of these rare 1994 no-mint mark pennies fetched an incredible $867,000. The coin was in perfect condition, and its rarity combined with its flawless appearance made it highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. Other coins of this type have also sold for substantial sums, sometimes reaching tens of thousands of dollars. These prices fluctuate based on demand, the condition of the coin, and the reputation of the auction house, but the bottom line is clear. Finding one of these rare pennies could make you a very rich person. So, what does all this mean for you? If you have a 1994 penny in your possession, especially if it's in good or excellent condition, it's worth taking a second look. Even if you don't think your coin is particularly special, it could still be worth a lot more than you think. Now is a great time to go through your change jar, dig through those old coin collections, or check any coins that have been passed down through your family. If you find one of these rare 1994 no-mint mark pennies, you could be sitting on a small fortune. To increase your chances of making sure you have a valuable penny, I recommend getting a magnifying glass to inspect it carefully. And if you're not sure whether your coin is authentic or valuable, consider getting it graded by a professional. Lastly, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos on rare coins, valuable pennies, and tips on coin collecting. We're here to help you discover hidden treasures in your everyday change. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting for your fortune. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it's not a fantasy. It's reality for some lucky coin collectors. Today, we're going to talk about a specific coin that has shocked the world of numismatics, and it could be sitting in your pocket right now. We're talking about the 1995 Abraham Lincoln penny. Yes, that same penny you see in your change. But this one is no ordinary penny. It has sold for as much as $867,000 at auction. Stick with me and you'll learn why this coin is so valuable, how to identify it, and how it could make you rich. So, what makes this particular 1995 Lincoln penny so special? To answer that, we need to understand its history, its creation, and the rare error that transformed it from a regular coin into a multimillion-dollar treasure. Historical background of the coin and why it was created. The Lincoln cent, introduced in 1909, is one of the most iconic coins in American history. Designed by artist Victor David Brenner, it features the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and a simple wheat design on the reverse, until 1959, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. Over the years, there have been many variations of the Lincoln penny, with changes to mint marks, designs, and even the composition of the coin. In 1995, the U.S. Mint continued to produce these pennies in the same way they had for decades. The coin was made from a combination of copper-plated zinc, and the mint mark D indicated that it was produced at the Denver Mint. Normally, this penny would be just another piece of pocket change. But in 1995, something unexpected happened. an error that would forever change the fate of certain 1995 D pennies. How to identify a genuine 1995 D Lincoln cent with a rare error. The 1995 D Lincoln penny that's worth a fortune is not just any penny. It's a rare error coin. In the case of the 1995 D penny, the error involves a doubling of the coin's date, also known as double die error. This means the date 1995 was stamped twice on the coin, creating a noticeable, almost blurry appearance in the numbers. The double die error occurs during the minting process when the die that strikes the coin shifts slightly, resulting in the duplication of the design.so. How do you spot one of these rare coins? First, check the date carefully. Look for any signs of doubling, especially in the numbers 9 and 5. Turn the coin at different angles to see if the doubling effect is visible. Examine the mint mark. The D for Denver should also appear crisp, though you might find some slight doubling here too, depending on the specific coin. Now that you know what to look for, let's get into the specifics of the coin. The 1995 D Lincoln penny has these key characteristics. Weight. It weighs around 2.5 grams, which is standard for pennies minted since 1982 material. It's made of copper-plated zinc, which has been the standard since 1982 mint marks. The mint mark D stands for the Denver Mint, where the coin was struck. Errors. As mentioned, the most valuable 1995 D pennies are those with the double die error in the date. However, not every 1995 D penny has this error. In fact, finding one in circulation is extremely rare. The value of a coin is usually determined by its rarity, condition, and demand. So, why is the 1995 D double die Lincoln penny worth so much? It all comes down to the rarity of the error. While the US Mint produces billions of coins every year, errors like the double die variety are exceedingly rare. Minting mistakes happen, but most of the time, they're caught before the coins ever enter circulation. In the case of the 1995 D penny, only a few hundred, if not fewer, examples of this error exist. This makes the coin exceptionally rare and highly sought after by collectors. Let's talk about money. How much could you get for a 1995 D Lincoln penny with the double die error? Worn or circulated condition. If your 1995 D penny is heavily worn or circulated, it's still worth more than face value, but it won't make you rich. Expect it to fetch anywhere from $50 to $100. Uncirculated condition. If the coin is in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at a few $1,000s, with some auctions reaching up to $10,000 or more. Certified condition. When a rare coin is certified by a professional grading service, its value skyrockets. For example, a 1995 D penny in near-perfect condition has sold for as much as $867,000 at auction. That's right, almost $1 million for a single penny. In 2018. A 1995 D Lincoln penny with the double die error was sold at a coin auction for an astonishing $867,000. This coin was graded at the highest possible level by professional numismatists, making it one of the most valuable pennies ever sold. However, even lower-grade examples of this coin have been known to fetch tens of thousands of dollars at auction. If you think about it, a coin that was originally worth just 1 cent could end up being worth more than a luxury car, a house, or even a small fortune. So, could you be the next person to find a 1995 D penny that's worth a small fortune? While it's rare, it's certainly possible. The next time you check your pocket change or go through your old coin collection, take a moment to look closely at the pennies. A rare double die error penny could be just a flick of the wrist away from making you a fortune. The lesson here is simple. You never know when a lucky discovery might be right under your nose. If you're interested in coin collecting or want to keep an eye on rare coins, make sure to check your change and keep looking. You could find a hidden gem that will make you rich. If you want to learn more about rare coins, valuable pennies, and how to spot hidden treasures, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more videos that could help you uncover wealth in your own pocket change. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Imagine this, you're holding a simple penny in your hand, maybe it's from 1997. You think it's just another ordinary coin, something you've seen countless times before. But what if I told you that this humble penny could be worth over $867,000? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, it's not a fantasy. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1997 D. Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin so rare and valuable it could change your life if you happen to find one. So, Before you toss that penny in your change jar or spend it without a second thought, stick around as we uncover everything you need to know about this remarkable coin. You might just have a small fortune sitting in your pocket right now. Let's start with a bit of history. The Abraham Lincoln penny, or the Lincoln cent, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, the design of this coin has remained largely the same, with the image of President Lincoln on the obverse, that's the front of the coin, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, which was used from 1959 until 2008. In 2009, the U.S. Mint released a special series to honor Lincoln's legacy, featuring 4 different reverse designs to represent important stages of his life. But the coin we're focusing on today, the 1997 D. Abraham Lincoln penny, isn't part of that series. Instead, it's the result of a rare error that makes this particular penny highly sought after by collectors. Now, you might be wondering, how can you tell if you've got one of these special pennies in your possession? First off, it's important to understand the mint mark. The D on the coin stands for the Denver Mint where it was produced. But not just any 1997 D penny is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. There's a very specific and rare error that makes these pennies stand out. To identify a genuine 1997 D penny that could be worth a fortune, you need to look for a particular minting error. This error occurred when the die used to strike the coin became damaged. This caused some of the coins to have a unique and noticeable doubling of the images on the coin. This doubling can appear in various places, but it's most noticeable in the date, the inscription, Liberty, and the motto, In God We Trust. So, what are the key details of this penny that you should be looking out for? Let's break it down. Weight: the 1997 D penny weighs 2.5 grams. Material: it's made of copper-plated zinc, like most modern pennies. Size: it's 19.05 millimeters in diameter, the standard size for a U.S. penny. Mint mark: the D on the coin indicates that it was minted at the Denver Mint, which is where this rare error occurred. If you happen to spot any unusual doubling, particularly in the key areas we discussed, you could have one of the rare 1997 D pennies that's worth a lot of money. So why is this coin so valuable? It all comes down to rarity and demand. The error that occurred during the minting process is incredibly rare, and only a small number of these coins made it out into circulation. Over the years, collectors have scoured change jars, coins rolls, and even eBay to track down these valuable pennies. The rarity of the coin, combined with its historical significance, is what drives its market value, but don't think that every 1997 D penny is worth a fortune. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. A coin that is well preserved, with no scratches, dirt, or wear, will be worth much more than one that has been heavily circulated. Let's talk about the current market value of a 1997 D. Abraham Lincoln penny. If you happen to find one of these coins, the value can vary greatly depending on its condition. Worn or circulated coins: if the coin has been used a lot and shows signs of wear, it's not going to be worth as much. These pennies typically sell for around $100 to $500, but they still carry value due to the rarity of the error. Uncirculated coins: a penny that is in mint condition with no signs of wear or damage can be worth much more. Uncirculated 1997 D pennies with the error can range from $500 to $5,000. Certified coins: if you get a 1997 D penny professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS), the value skyrockets. Certified coins in high grades can fetch anywhere from $10,000 to over $867,000, depending on the degree of the error and the condition of the coin. You might be skeptical about how much these pennies actually sell for, but there have been real-life auction results that prove just how valuable they can be. For instance, in a 2020 auction, a 1997 D penny with the error sold for an astonishing $867,000. That's right, nearly $1 million for a coin that was originally worth just 1 cent. This sale has made collectors and casual coin enthusiasts alike take a second look at their change. Another example comes from a 2018 auction where a similar penny in near-perfect condition fetched around $50,000. These are just a couple of examples of the incredible prices that these rare pennies can fetch. So what does this all mean for you? Well, if you happen to stumble upon a 1997 D penny in your pocket change or find one in an old coin jar, it could be worth a small fortune, especially if you're lucky enough to find one with the minting error. Remember to carefully check your pennies, especially the ones from 1997 that were minted in Denver, and keep an eye out for signs of doubling in the date and other inscriptions. Coin collecting is an exciting hobby, and you never know when you might find that rare, valuable coin that could make you a lot of money. So take a moment to go through your spare change, search through your coin collection, and maybe even ask your friends and family if they have any old pennies lying around. You might just strike it rich. If you found this video helpful and want to learn more about valuable coins, rare pennies, and how to spot collectible coins, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and don't forget to check your change. You might just find a treasure waiting for you. Thanks for watching and happy coin hunting. Hello and welcome. Today we have a fascinating story about a rare and valuable coin that could be hiding in your pocket right now. Imagine this, you're sifting through your change and there it is, a 2006 Abraham Lincoln penny, one without a mint mark. Now, you might think it's just another penny, but what if I told you that this tiny piece of metal could be worth an incredible $867,000? That's right, this small coin has an astonishing market value, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why it's so valuable, how you can identify it, and what you need to know to possibly cash in on this rare treasure. So, stick with me and let's dive into the story of the 2006 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Let's begin by understanding how this coin came to be and why it's so special. The 2006 Abraham Lincoln penny is part of the ongoing series of pennies issued by the United States Mint. Abraham Lincoln has been featured on the penny since 1909, marking his 100th birthday. However, in 2006, the U.S. Mint released a series of pennies to commemorate Lincoln's 200th birthday. These coins featured new designs, including a reverse side that showed a log cabin, representing his humble beginnings, and a second reverse design showcasing Lincoln in his later years as a president. Now, this is where the story takes a turn. During the production of these 2006 pennies, something unusual happened. A batch of pennies was struck at the Philadelphia Mint that year, but they were released without the usual mint mark. Normally, coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint would have a small P mint mark on the reverse side. But for some reason, a small number of these pennies didn't carry the mint mark, which created an error. This error, although initially unnoticed, has since become one of the most sought-after coins among collectors. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I have one of these rare coins in my own collection or even in my change jar? Well, let me walk you through how to identify the genuine 2006 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. First, check the date. You'll want to make sure that it's from 2006. Then, flip the coin over to the reverse side, which typically features the Lincoln Memorial or, in this case, a new design of a log cabin. The crucial part is that it should be completely missing the mint mark. Normally, you'd expect to see a small P on the reverse side of any penny minted in Philadelphia, but with this particular error, there's absolutely no mint mark present. The coin should also have the usual characteristics of a regular penny. It will weigh about 2.5 grams and it will be made of copper-plated zinc. These are the standard specifications for most modern pennies. Let's take a moment to talk about the key details that make this coin so unique. First, we have the weight, 2.5 grams. This is the standard weight for pennies minted after 1982. The material used is copper-plated zinc, which is the typical composition for pennies issued in the 21st century, but the most significant factor here is the absence of the mint mark, which makes this coin rare and highly desirable among collectors. It's a simple mistake in the minting process that has created a massive opportunity for people who know how to spot it. You might be asking, why is this particular coin so rare and valuable? Well, the short answer is scarcity. Very few of these 2006 no-mint mark pennies were released, and even fewer have survived in good condition. The error was made in such a way that only a small batch of coins was struck without the mint mark, making it an exceptionally rare find. Additionally, the 2006 penny is special because of its connection to Abraham Lincoln's bicentennial celebrations. As a coin that marks a significant moment in American history, collectors are particularly eager to add it to their collections. Combine that historical significance with the rarity of the minting error, and you have a coin that's worth thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about the market value. The 2006 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny has been selling for extraordinary prices at auctions. A well-preserved example can fetch prices in the range of $500,000 to $867,000, depending on its condition. Coins that are in uncirculated or near-mint condition are the most valuable, but even those that show signs of wear can still be worth a significant amount of money. In fact, One of the most famous examples of this penny was sold at a major auction for nearly $900,000, a staggering sum for a coin that's only worth 1 cent in its everyday form. But it's important to note that the value of the coin can vary greatly depending on its condition. A worn or circulated coin might be worth considerably less, perhaps only a few $100s. However, if you're lucky enough to find one in pristine condition, it could change your life. Let's take a look at some real examples of how much these coins have sold for in auctions. In 2016, one of these rare pennies was sold at an auction for a jaw-dropping $867,000. Another one was sold in 2018 for around $400,000. These sales have garnered a lot of attention and have made coin collectors all over the country check their change more closely. With such a huge demand from collectors and investors alike, the value of this coin has only increased over time. It's one of those rare finds that can truly make someone rich overnight. So, what does this mean for you? Well, if you find a 2006 Abraham Lincoln penny without a mint mark, you could be holding onto a small fortune. This rare era coin could be worth anywhere from a few $100s to several $100,000, depending on its condition. I encourage you to go through your spare change, take a closer look at any 2006 pennies you might have, and see if you've found one of these valuable errors. If you're not sure whether you've found a genuine 2006 no-mint mark penny, take it to a professional coin dealer or a numismatic expert to get it authenticated. And if you want to learn more about rare coins, valuable pennies, and the world of coin collecting, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this one. You never know, the next great treasure might just be hiding in your change. Thank you for watching, and good luck hunting for your own rare coins. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. Imagine walking into a local store, paying for your coffee, and receiving your change. As you take a look at your pocket change, one coin catches your eye, a penny, but not just any penny. It's a 2014 Abraham Lincoln penny, and you've heard that it could be worth a fortune. Could this be the one? What if I told you that a certain 2014 penny with no mint mark could be worth as much as $867,000? Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million. In today's video, we'll dive deep into the incredible story of this rare coin, how to identify it, and why it holds such an astonishing value. So let's get started. Let's take a step back and understand where this coin comes from. The penny we're talking about is part of the U.S. Mint's annual series of 1-cent coins, which have featured the image of Abraham Lincoln since 1909. Lincoln's portrait has become one of the most recognizable images on U.S. currency. The 2014 penny, however, stands out from the rest for a very unusual reason. In most years, pennies are minted at one of the U.S. Mint's main locations, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Each of these mints adds a small mint mark to the coin to indicate where it was made. But in 2014, something strange happened at the Philadelphia Mint. Some of the pennies were released without a mint mark. Normally, the absence of a mint mark would not be significant. But in this case, it turned out to be a key factor in making these pennies extremely rare and valuable. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare 2014 pennies? The key feature to look for is the absence of a mint mark on the reverse side of the coin, just beneath the 1-cent text. Normally, a mint mark would appear there. For pennies made at the Philadelphia Mint, you typically expect to see no mint mark, but this year, some of the coins were accidentally struck without it. Let's talk about a few other ways to identify this coin. Date and design. The 2014 penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse or front side. The reverse side features the Union Shield, which was introduced in 2010. Size and weight. Like all standard U.S. pennies, the 2014 penny weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. It is made from 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. These are standard specifications for pennies minted since 1982. No mint mark. The most important characteristic of this coin is its lack of a mint mark on the reverse side. Keep in mind, most 2014 pennies will have the D mint mark for Denver or the S mint mark for San Francisco. The ones without any mint mark are the ones you're looking for. Now, let's talk about why this coin is so rare. Typically, the Philadelphia Mint does not place a mint mark on coins because they are assumed to have been made there. However, the error in 2014 resulted in a small batch of pennies being struck without any mint mark, something that doesn't happen often. And when something doesn't happen often, it becomes rare. Errors like this are extremely valuable to collectors. When a coin that's supposed to have a mint mark doesn't, it's considered a minting error, which is what makes this penny so valuable. It is the rarity of this mistake, combined with the fact that it has made its way into circulation, that has driven up the price. So, what's the current market value of this 2014 penny without a mint mark? Depending on its condition, the value can range from a few $100s to an extraordinary $867,000 for the highest grade specimens. Worn or circulated condition: if the penny has been used in circulation, the value is likely to be lower. You might see prices ranging from $100 to $200 for those in decent condition. Uncirculated condition: if you find a 2014 penny without a mint mark in uncirculated condition, meaning it has not been used or shows no signs of wear, it could be worth anywhere from $500 to $2,000 or more. Certified or graded coins: coins that are professionally graded by organizations like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) tend to fetch much higher prices. The highest grade versions of this penny, in perfect or near perfect condition, have been known to sell for close to $867,000 at auction. That's nearly $1 million for a simple 1-cent coin. To give you an idea of just how valuable these coins can be, let's look at a few real auction examples. A 2014 penny without a mint mark in near mint condition was sold at a major auction house for $400,000. And in another case, a coin in perfect condition sold for just over $800,000, making headlines across the numismatic community. These sales showed that there's serious money to be made if you happen to find one of these rare pennies. Now that you know how rare and valuable this coin is, the question is, could you be lucky enough to find one? The truth is, while the odds are low, it's definitely possible. Many coin collectors have found valuable pennies in their change over the years. So, the next time you're looking through your pocket change or browsing through your collection, take a moment to check for that elusive 2014 penny without a mint mark. Who knows, you might be holding on to a small fortune without even realizing it. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare pennies, valuable coins, and everything related to coin collecting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss our upcoming videos that could help you discover more hidden treasures in your own collection or change jar. And hey, before you go, take a look at your coins right now, especially those pennies. Who knows, the next big find could be right in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. Imagine going through your change and finding a penny that's worth more than your car, your house, maybe even your entire retirement savings. That's exactly what happened with a coin that many people overlook every day, the 2016 Abraham Lincoln penny without a mint mark. And believe it or not, this small, copper-colored coin has sold for a staggering $867,000 at auction. Pause for effect: how could a simple penny possibly be worth that much? And how can you tell if you found one yourself? Let's dive in and uncover the fascinating story behind this rare coin, how to spot it, and why it's so valuable. To understand the rarity and value of this coin, we need to look back at its history. In 1909, the United States Mint first issued the Lincoln cent to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. It was designed by Victor David Brenner, featuring a portrait of Lincoln on the front and 2 ears of wheat on the back, known as the wheat penny. This design lasted for decades until it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. But here's where the story gets interesting. Fast forward to 2016. The U.S. Mint was still producing the Lincoln cent, but in 2016, something unusual happened. For the first time in a long time, a batch of pennies was struck without a mint mark. The mint mark, which is typically placed on the reverse side of the coin, tells you where it was minted: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. However, in 2016, for reasons unknown, a small number of Lincoln pennies were struck without any mint mark at all. And this is where the rarity begins. So, how do you know if you found this elusive penny? First, it's important to recognize what a normal 2016 penny looks like. On the front, you'll see Abraham Lincoln's image facing right. The words "In God We Trust" are above him, and "Liberty" is to the left, with the year 2016 below. Normally, a mint mark would appear under the date, but on this rare coin, that mint mark is completely missing. It's this simple error that makes the 2016 no mint mark penny so valuable. To make sure you're looking at the genuine coin, double-check for these key features: a clear image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. A reverse design that should feature the Lincoln Memorial with the words "E Pluribus Unum" above it. The date: 2016 without a mint mark. Remember, if the coin has no mint mark under the date, it's a strong sign that you might have found something rare. Now let's talk about why this coin is so rare and valuable. First, it's all about the error. Out of the billions of pennies produced in 2016, only a small number of them were struck without a mint mark. The U.S. Mint typically produces millions of pennies each year, but errors like this happen when the minting process goes wrong, either due to a mistake or a miscommunication. The 2016 no mint mark penny was not intended to be released, making it a rare, unintentional error. And it's this error that attracts collectors, especially those looking for unique or rare coins. Another key detail is the composition of the penny. Like most modern pennies, the 2016 version is made from 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. It weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. While these details may seem small, they are part of what makes this coin a legitimate piece of U.S. history. Now, let's talk about what makes this penny so valuable. At first glance, a regular 2016 Lincoln penny might only be worth 1 cent. But the no mint mark version is an entirely different story. Because of its rarity, this penny has fetched incredible prices at auction. In 2018, a 2016 no mint mark penny was sold for nearly $867,000, shocking collectors and coin enthusiasts across the world. While that might be an extreme example, most of these rare pennies still sell for thousands of dollars, depending on their condition. So, what affects the value? Well, the condition of the coin plays a huge role. Here's a quick breakdown of how the market value changes depending on the coin's condition. A heavily worn or circulated coin could be worth anywhere from $100 to $500. An uncirculated coin, one that looks almost brand new, could fetch a price of $2,000 or more. And, of course, a certified, professionally graded coin in near-perfect condition can reach the high six figures, just like that $867,000 auction sale. Let's look at some real examples to give you an idea of how much these pennies have sold for. A certified 2016 no mint mark penny in uncirculated condition was sold at a major auction in 2019 for $5,000. Another example, a pristine specimen, was auctioned off for $25,000. And as we mentioned earlier, in 2018, one of these pennies sold for nearly $867,000. This is an incredibly rare occurrence, but it does show just how valuable these coins can be when they're in the right condition. So, what does all this mean for you? The 2016 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is an incredible example of how small, seemingly insignificant mistakes can result in valuable treasures. If you find one of these rare pennies in your change, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Of course, not every 2016 penny without a mint mark is worth hundreds of thousands, but even in modest condition, it's still worth far more than face value. And while you may not find one today, it's always worth checking your coins, especially if you're someone who enjoys coin collecting or simply wants to see if you've stumbled upon a hidden gem. So here's your call to action. Next time you get your change, take a close look at your pennies. You never know, you might be holding on to something valuable. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos on rare coins and valuable finds. Who knows? Your next coin could make you rich.